Today, we're talking about offers. If you do not have a good offer that market actually needs and that people are willing to pay thousands of dollars for, you will never be able to scale past your current monthly revenue, charge high ticket, and clients will always tend to choose a cheaper option rather than you. This is the second episode of the 5-part series where I'll show you the exact blueprint I use to build my agency business from scratch and show you how you can use it to build your business up to $20,000 per month and, more importantly, do it in a way where you actually enjoy working on your business. If you haven't watched the first episode, it's very important that you do to understand how our model works first. And if you're wondering who the fuck I am, how do I know about this stuff, and how I'm able to talk about this, it's very important that you actually check out the first episode, which is going to be linked somewhere around here. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing you need to understand about offers is that offer is the foundation of our business. As I said in the first part, it is literally like foundation of a house. If we do not have the foundation of a house, we cannot build anything on top of it. This is the first thing that we need to figure out in order to be able to even build a business. So offer is really, what do we sell? Now I think you can start to understand why we cannot build a business and we cannot do anything else if we do not have our offer, because we do not have anything to sell. And the main purpose of the business is to make money, to sell people and to help other people by selling them the services or the products that are going to solve some of the problems they have. So the main thing that our offer will do is help people go from point A to point B. People are here at their current situation and they want to go to their desired situation to achieve the desired outcome, and they need a path that will lead them to their desired state. Now, our offer helps them to walk that path in order to get people from point A to point B. If you do not have our offer, we will never be able to charge high ticket prices and ultimately scale our business because we do not have anything to sell. Okay, so now in order to understand how and when and why people buy stuff, that's the first thing that we want to understand. So I'm gonna give you a little drawing here that's gonna explain that very well. Okay, so let's say that this is your client. He is sad. And this right here in red is you. So we need to understand that whenever money is exchanged, that is a transaction. So if client is giving us money, we need to know what is the thing that we will give them in return in order for them to give us money. And the thing that we need to give them is solution. We need to solve their problem in order for them to give us money. This is crucial to understand. If you do not understand this, we cannot build our offer, we cannot scale our business, we cannot do anything. We need to understand why people pay money to other people. And the main reason people pay money to other people is to solve their problems. So when I say deliver a solution, this really means to solve their problem and to make them happy, and then they will give us money in return for solving their problem and making them happy again. Now, by extent, the bigger the problem it is we solve, the more money they're willing to give us. And the smaller the problem it is that we're trying to solve, the less money they're willing to give us. These are some basic economics that we need to understand in order to be able to make our offer. Now, the problem that we're solving is not the only thing that matters when it comes to how much money are people willing to give us in order for solution that we're going to provide. That is only one part of the entire equation. The entire equation actually has 4 parts, and I'm gonna break it down right now. Okay, so this is the entire equation. Stick with me. This is extremely simple, even if you're bad at math. That will help us understand what is valuable and how does value work. Now, we're not gonna get a strict number like 13, that our value is 13 or whatever. This is just an easier concept to understand how valuable a certain product or service is. So we have 4 things here. We have dream outcome or pain times perceived likelihood of achievement divided by time delay and effort and sacrifice. Essentially what this means is that we have the dream outcome that the person is trying to achieve, or the pain that they have that they're trying to solve, the problem that they're trying to solve, times perceived likelihood of achievement, or in other words, how likely they believe they are to achieve this outcome. Then all of that divided by time delay, how much time it's gonna take for them to achieve that outcome, times effort and sacrifice, what is the effort and sacrifice they need to put in in order to achieve that dream or solve that problem. Now, what we want to do is we want to have as much as possible of the upside and as low as possible of the downside. Essentially, what we want is we want to be solving the biggest problem or helping them achieve the biggest outcome, for them to believe it is 100% possible, to be as fast as possible, for them to need to put the lowest effort and sacrifice amount possible. To understand the hypothetical extreme of this, the easiest example to use is a fitness example. If we were to sell a weight loss offer, hypothetical extreme of this entire thing would be that we're gonna help you lose 20 kilograms, guaranteed, immediately, without you doing anything. Now, this is not possible, as I said, this is hypothetical extreme, but what this would mean is as soon as you wire the money, as soon as you click the button pay, you lose 20 kilos, guaranteed, it happens immediately, and you do not need to do anything, go through any effort or any sacrifice. That would be hypothetical extreme. Now, obviously, that's not possible. But if it was possible, people will be paying a lot of money for that because it's really valuable. Now, obviously, we can never achieve that, but it is the thing that we can strive towards, and it is great to understand how value works. And now, the more valuable you are, the more valuable your offer and service is, the more money people will be willing to give you. Okay, so now once we know what makes our offer valuable, how do we come up with a go-to offer? How do we come up with an offer that people will be willing to pay us thousands of dollars for? Now, this is going to be super simple. It's made out of 5 main parts. So we have person, and I'm going to break down each one of these and give you an example from my agency that I'm running right now, so you get the entire picture of how can you make this for yourself. Okay, so this is the 5-part process, the 5 things that our go-to offer is made out of. We have our person, promise, process, delivery, and pricing and timeline. So the first thing is person. Person is going to be who is going to be the exact person, the exact avatar that we're gonna help achieve specific result. Now, we want to get really in detail here. We want to make sure that we can describe our person to the smallest of details. My agency is a long-form content agency called Pattern Interrupt, where we help people make more money with YouTube, make their YouTube their #1 asset that's gonna bring them tangible results predictably. So for example, for my agency, it is a business coach selling info products who has high ticket offer that's doing over $60,000 per month, that's already posting videos on YouTube but is inconsistent and is struggling with having a consistent flow of warm leads from their YouTube channel. That is the person that we're helping with our offer. As you can see, we're very specific here. We want to go to the smallest of details and be able to very specifically and vividly explain who they are, what they do, what they're struggling with, what are their goals, what are their problems, to be able to fully understand their current situation. Second thing when it comes to making a go-to offer is the promise that we are making to people. This is a very simple 1-sentence statement that explains what it is that we're helping them achieve. For my agency, the promise is that we're gonna help people turn their YouTube channels into a machine that's gonna predictably get them warm, high-quality leads on autopilot without them doing jack shit, pretty much. That's what we're helping people do. That is our promise. It's super simple, it's super brief, we don't go into specifics, into details, how do we do it, what is the strategy that we use, what are the things that we're gonna do, we don't know into none of that. Promise is essentially what are we promising that we're gonna help them achieve with our offer. Super simple. The next step is the process. So process is what is the process that the client is gonna go through in order to achieve result. You can imagine this as 3 steps, as a thing that they're gonna walk through. What are the 3 things they're gonna do? What is the process that you're gonna walk them through in order to achieve said outcome that you're helping them achieve with your offer? For my agency, the process that we're walking people through is made out of 3 steps. We have strategy, delivery, and packaging. Strategy is the exact unique strategy that we're implementing called YouTube series that's helping them make their YouTube channel and turn it into a machine working and selling 24/7 instead of them bringing them actual tangible results. That is the first thing, the strategy. Second thing is the delivery. How do we help people deliver those YouTube videos that are gonna be a part of that strategy? So how do we script the videos? How do we edit the videos? How do we help them deliver those videos to YouTube? And third thing is packaging, which means titles and thumbnails. How do we take care of that? How do we test them? So that is our process. Super simple, 3 steps, 3 things that we walk them through in order to get them to result. Planning or strategy, delivery, and packaging. Next thing is the delivery. So this is the service delivery. These are the things that we're gonna do in order to help them achieve their outcome. It might seem for you that delivery and process are very similar here, because they are, especially if you're running a done-for-you offer. When you're running a done-for-you offer, process and delivery are very similar, pretty much nearly the same. Because delivery is just all the things that you are gonna be doing instead of them, and the things that you're gonna be doing in order to get them to results. And process, more, the difference between two is the delivery is the things that you're doing, and process are the things that they are doing, the things that you're walking them through in order to get them to results. So for the delivery, it can be we ideate all the videos, we script all the videos, we edit all the videos. The main reason we're doing this, and you want to know what are the exact things that you're going to do as a service delivery, is to be able to fully grasp and fully understand what is your offer. And the last thing is pricing and timeline. This is super simple. So how much do we charge, and what is the timeline that we charge in order to achieve said result? For my agency, it is $6,000 per month for 3 months minimum, or if it's just a one-time project, it can go up to $10,000. Super simple, super precise, super clear, so everyone can understand it. Once you have all these things, you have your go-to offer. So your offer is not your pricing, it's not your promise, it's not your person, it's not the process, it's not the delivery. The offer is all these things combined. Once you have all these things, that is how you come up with a go-to offer. Okay, so the way we come up with all these things, it's not in an order that I just showed you. We don't go and first figure out who's gonna be the person, then the promise, then the process, then the delivery, and so on and so forth. No. The way we do it is we go and simultaneously think about these things. We cannot go and in any certain order do this first, then this, then this, then this, then that. We need to be thinking about all things pretty much in the same time simultaneously. Here's the reason why. Our offer will be different depending on the person that we're talking to. So when we're trying to define a person, once we define the exact person, depending on what are the characteristics of that person, the other things are going to change. The promise is going to change because different things are valuable to different types of people. So if you change the person, everything will change. The promise will change, the process will change, the delivery will change, even the pricing will change if you're dealing with a different type of person. So the way we come up with this is, as I said, you simultaneously want to think about who would be the person that I can help with my promise, with my process, with the pricing I want to do, and with the delivery that I can deliver. You simultaneously think about those things, you write them down, and once you have written down the person and define the person in detail, the promise that you're going to help them achieve, the process that you're going to walk them through, what are you going to do in order to achieve that, and what is going to be the pricing and timeline, then you have your go-to offer ready. Now, once we have our go-to offer ready, I want to walk you through 3 offer rules that are crucial in order to make this thing work, in order for us to be able to charge high ticket and get people to buy our offer. So the first rule when it comes to offer rules is sell transformation and not your service. So the mistake I see majority of people make is when it comes to selling their offer, they're just trying to sell their service, to sell their skill. What's crucial, we're not selling our skill or like the service that we're going to provide, we're selling the transformation that we're going to provide for our clients. For example, with my offer, the transformation that I'm giving to people is that they go from being inconsistent on YouTube and not having any tangible results on YouTube, which means that even if they're posting, they're pretty much wasting their time on YouTube because there's no tangible results from it, into a situation where their YouTube channel is their #1 asset that's on autopilot, literally bringing them warm, qualified leads and giving them some tangible results from their YouTube channel. So when I'm talking to people, I'm not trying to sell them on how good our editing is and how good we're gonna deliver the service, because they do not care. The only thing that people care about is what is the transformation that you can deliver for them. What is the problem that you're gonna solve? What is the goal that you're gonna get them toward? In other words, what is the transformation that you will be able to deliver for them? Now, second rule is uniqueness. So 2 questions you got to ask yourself is, why is your offer unique, and do other people know about the reason why it is unique? The reason why my offer is unique is because most of the people who are offering a long form done for you services are just offering to give you 4 videos per month consistently, and that's their promise and that's the thing that they're doing, which is completely fine. What we do instead is, instead of just promising that and focusing on just producing certain amount of videos, we say that the main thing we focus on is actually making people money from their YouTube channel. But key point here is, this is not just the difference in how we frame it, so we say it better than them. We're actually doing stuff differently that allows us to say that we're going to deliver different results. This is a crucial point, that you actually do different stuff than other people, so that you can actually say that your offer is different and unique in some way. And next question is, do other people know about that? Which is even more important than you knowing how unique your offer is, because if other people don't know, it doesn't matter. So in your content and in any single marketing channel that you have, you gotta start promoting why your offer is unique, or essentially why your offer is better than other people's offers. And the last offer rule is clear. I use 2 questions to figure out if my offer is clear and good enough or no. And the first one is, can I actually explain it to the person that's not involved in online business? So someone like my friends or some of my family members, can I explain to them what do I do and why would that be valuable to a certain person? If I can, great, my offer is clear enough because anyone can understand it. If I cannot, I'm gonna work on being able to explain my offer clear enough. It's very important that once your potential client hears what is your offer, he can immediately understand why would it be valuable and would it be worth it to try to go with that service or not. Second way to figure out if my offer is clear and good enough or not is to just ask myself, would I buy my offer? Now, at the current stage that you're in, you probably wouldn't, and that's okay, but just ask yourself. Remember the person that we defined previously in the 5-step of making a go-to offer? Just imagine that you're that person. Put yourself in their shoes. Now, I know you've heard this 1,000 times, but just actually try to imagine how would it be to be them. So just close your eyes right now and ask yourself, if the person who you're helping is a person making $60,000 with all the things that I listed out. Just imagine yourself, close your eyes and imagine, if I'm running a business and I'm making $60,000 per month and I'm already posting on YouTube, I probably have team members, I have a lot of stuff to do in a day, would this thing that this person is offering me, would this be valuable enough for me to give 10% of my income, which is 6K, as I said, to give 10% of my income every single month? Would it be worth it or not? And if the answer to that is yes, then great, you got a good offer. And if the answer to that is no, if you yourself, imagining yourself in their situation, would not find it valuable, how do you expect someone else to find it valuable? It's just not gonna happen. But yeah, with these 3 offer rules, value equation, and the 5 steps that I explained to making your go-to offer, that is how we make high-ticket offers that people are willing to pay thousands of dollars for, that market actually needs, that we can use to actually scale our business. In the next episode, in episode number 3, I'm gonna explain how to actually deliver great results for your clients. Because now from the first 2 episodes, we understand the model, we understand how to come up with our offer. Now, the next most important thing is, how do we actually deliver great results for our clients? And that's what we're gonna cover in the episode number 3. So make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and follow me on Instagram to not miss out on any of the following and upcoming episodes. And if you belong to the selected few who want to cut straight to the chase and get my direct one-on-one help with all of this, and get my exact systems on how do I make content, how do I know exactly what to say in content to make people value my offer enough to pay me thousands of dollars for it every single month, and how do I sell to those people, apply on the first link down in the description, and we're gonna see if we can help. That was it for today, and if it's God's will, I'll see you in the next episode.